All righty. I'm going to ask everybody to silence their phones, please. Is IT ready?
Okay, how are you?
Yeah?
Yes, we are.
Good? Okay, great. I'm calling this meeting to order, and I note the presence of a quorum. I'd also like, for the record, to note at this time that Senator Stavitsky would like to note for the minutes that she has required the agenda but is unable to join today's meeting as she is in Albany for the state budget. Okay, so please note that for the record. Action items. Approval of the minutes of the October 24th, 2024 meeting of the fund, number 2442. Any amendments to the minutes? Any discussion? Okay, I'm going to call for a motion to approve.
Since I was
So moved.
So moved, thank you.
Seconded.
Thank you very much. I'm going to call for a vote. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion carries unanimously. I will now move the second resolution. Resolution of the City University Construction Fund to authorize construction for ADA restroom upgrades and collateral area upgrades at the Academic Core, Egg Core building and associated asbestos abatement at York College, number 2443. I will now call on Executive Director Mohammed Ataya to give me an explanation of these items.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This upgrade and abatement project at York College will be a multi-phased project, including upgrading the existing restrooms and adding additional restrooms to meet the latest building code. The project affects approximately about 442,000 square feet and will bring the restrooms and the other affected areas into a state of good repair. Construction is anticipated to commence on June 2025 and be completed by July 2027. The program management agreement requires DASNY to comply with and report on the applicable MWBE and SDVOP goals. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to call for a motion on this item.
so moved.
So moved. Thank you. Thank you. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I have some
Sure,
questions.
please. Go ahead, Alan.
I noticed on the resolution that it says that the 16 million and change includes the construction contingency. How much is that construction contingency? And also, what happens in these votes when we build in for a contingency and the amount is less than that? Where does that money go afterwards? It's the second to last whereas in the resolution.
Yes, we understand that. I'm just looking in the
Got it.
looking in my
Sorry.
document backups here if I have that number, but I don't see the York here. Do we have the backup? Do we have the breakdown here? Or? No, I have the backup. I have the resolutions. I'm looking for backup information to see if I have the cost breakdown here, which obviously I don't. But usually we don't have the breakdown. Do you have the breakdown on the laptop?
Some of the reason why I ask is that some of the resolutions we approve, there is a construction contingency put in, and others there isn't. And I'm curious to know when we make the determination to have a construction contingency, and when do we decide not to have it, and what happens with the money if it's not spent?
Yeah, no. Usually projects with a level of complexity would have contingency to meet unforeseen existing conditions in work if there are any hidden items above ceiling or behind the walls. So the contingency is made for that purpose. But if it is not spent at the end, this amount remaining, that either will go back to the central budget to be reallocated to another capital project, or would be allocated to another project at the same campus. And we work in this process with our colleagues in the Department of Budget, the State Department of Budget, in order to make that change. So there will be a process that we call this process through the 1184 processes to reallocate that fund.
Got it. I know that sometimes when the state approves it for a specific project, I wasn't sure whether or not we have the ability to go back and then if there's extra money, move it to a different project that we might have a need for. So so thank you. And if you could at some point get back just on what the contingency number is, that would be great. And then the other question that I had was, in addition to the main, which are the bathrooms, it also said that some other places, the director's office, Welcome Center, Career Service will be repaired. So what is the repair that's taking place?
The repair is in terms of all of these places are adjacent to restrooms. Like the project itself is around the upgrade of the restrooms to provide ADA access, to be compliant with the ADA, and also to bring it up to code, and add some restrooms in terms to cover the capacity and the numbers. Between the ratio of the numbers between the occupants and the number of the restrooms. And in doing so, some other spaces are affected through that renovation, which are the spaces that are listed in the resolution. So we will have to do some modifications and taking some partitions down, building additional partitions in order to make that happen.
Got it. I understand. Thank you.
Okay, is there any further questions or discussions? Hearing none, I'm going to call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. I will now move on to the third resolution. Resolution of the City University Construction Fund to authorize roof and facade renovations to Shepherd Hall at City College of New York, number 2444. I will now call on Executive Director Mohammed Atalia to give an explanation of the item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The north and south wing section of the roof and drains of Shepherd Hall at City College are in need of replacements. A roof assessment report provided a comprehensive overview of observed defects, including water infiltration from the roof sections, gutters, and parapet deterioration. The renovations will address the underlying causes of the water infiltration and defects through the replacement of the existing roof assembly systems, roof section drain assemblies, and associated connections, as well as completing local facade renovations at the Shepherd Hall building. The design of the project was completed in January 2025. Construction is anticipated to commence May 2025 and expected to be substantially completed by May 2026. The project will bring the roof into a state of good repair. The program management agreement requires DASNY to comply with and report on the applicable MWBE and SDVOB goals. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to ask for a motion on this, please.
So moved.
Thank you. Is there any questions, discussions, or comments? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. I will now move to the fourth resolution. Resolution of the City University Construction Fund to authorize the upgrade of HVAC infrastructure systems at Thomas Hunter Hall at Hunter College, 932 Lexington Avenue, number 2445. I will now call on Executive Director Mohammed Atalia to give an explanation of the item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The project includes the HVAC infrastructure upgrades and all associated systems related to that upgrade, such as roofing work, interior demolition, and rebuilding of partitions. The project also includes upgrades to the electrical and fire alarm systems that are associated with this work. The project construction is anticipated to commence May 2025 and be substantially completed by March 2026. The program management agreement requires DASNY to comply with and report on the applicable MWE and SDVOB goals. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm now going to call on a motion for this item, please.
So moved.
So moved. Thank you. Are there any questions, discussion, comments? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. I will now move on to the fifth resolution. Resolution of the City University Construction Fund approving funding for audit and tax services for the City University Construction Fund, number 2446. I will now call on Executive Director Mohammed Attaya to give an explanation of the item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. City University Construction Fund has conducted a competitive solicitation for audit and tax services using its discretionary purchasing authority under State Finance Law 163(6). This procurement opportunity was limited to New York State women and minority business certified pursuant to Article 15A of the New York State Executive Law. After a thorough review of all proposals submitted, City University Construction Fund has selected Mitchell & Titus for a 5-year agreement to provide audit and tax services. Thank you.
Thank you. I will now call for a motion on this item.
Motion.
Thank you. Are there any questions, comments, or discussions?
So this
Yeah.
394 figure is for over 5 years, is that right?
Correct.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, great. Any further questions? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, motion carries unanimously. I now have some brief notes from the report of the chair. The CUNY board meeting, the CUCF board meeting scheduled for May 29th, 2025 will be canceled. The next meeting at the fund will be held on Tuesday, July 1st, 2025 at 2 p.m. The governance committee will meet on the same date at 1:30. Trustees of the governance committee are myself and Trustee Stavosky. Are there any further items of business? Hearing none, could I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you, everybody, for your time.